Hey y'all, Coach in the Fight here. Got Stacy and the boys with me.
Hey,
And in this video, we're answering some of the questions or concerns that Stacy had in the video about the things that we disagree upon. Did a little bit of Bible search to find some information that I think will help us clear up the misunderstandings that we may be having. Did everybody have a chance to listen to the video or at least some of it?
yeah.
Now, like we said, the video is primarily about the 10 Commandments and areas that we disagree when it comes to the 10 Commandments. If you listen closely, it's like there's at least something going on with each one of them, but the main will start at the main ones. We may not make it to the end, may not make it to the last, because the main concerns were the ones at the beginning. Like this one that says, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me." That's Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Y'all heard my stance on it, right?
Right.
Anybody got anything to say, add, take away?
I want to say I agree with your stance on it being a zero tolerance policy.
I agree with the stance of it being a zero tolerance policy. That was definitely wasn't one I disagree with, as I said in the other two videos. That's exactly what I believe. Most High is the one God. The only God. That's what I don't think that we disagree on that one.
I have the word in many of the translations I'm looking here. It says, before me, no other God before me. But there are certain translations that make it more clear. Like the CSB says, do not have other gods besides me. And the thing about it, when it says God, it does say Elohim there.
Spiritual beings.
Yeah, not necessarily people or animals or cars or inanimate objects, but actual Elohim. When it says other gods, it says you will have no other Elohim. But I did want to show you something real interesting about that. No, I have you, God. So you see the word Elohim. Other before me. Looks odd.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look real close, you see the word Elohim. But when you look on the word other, Strong's 312, it says another, yet other, or, well, can we get to the definition? Hinder, next, other. So that word is other. But then you have this word, it's saying is before. But notice it's a prepositional phrase.
Right.
Allah. You see it has a hyphen there. Allah referred into a deity, so it's like almost doubling it up when it comes to the Elohim, because it's just got this Allah at the beginning of it. When we click on 59:21, you see it's preposition. It can mean almost anything. You see the uses: because, conquer, change, beyond, besieging, engage, insomuch, much, pleased, reason, settled, sense, toward, urged, whenever, war.
That Strong's word right there is used with a lot of other words.
In other words, before is not really there.
Right.
That's a part in this one. So the real one says you should have no other gods or no other Elohim other than me.
Right.
Right. So
because in other ways that word is used is beside, so you can basically use beside, or there was another meaning, but they both meant beside or another.
Right here, the GNT says worship no God but me.
GW, never have any other God.
ICB, have any other God except me. And the idea here, what we have to understand is that when it comes to pagan holidays, we can't participate in them at all. We can't say we're doing it so much, or we're only doing it at certain parts of the year or whatever. This is one of the reasons why we've had such turmoil in this house and around after these pagan holidays. It's because of what we're learning here, the misunderstanding, and what we're learning here, and what ensues by participating.
What do you say is a misunderstanding?
Because, there's the issue with the word before, whether we can have gods before him. As long as we don't put them before, saying that, yes, we can engage in the activities of the pagan holidays,
Like they want to say, so long as Easter doesn't get in the way of Passover, then we're good.
well, as long as Easter comes after Passover.
Right.
So if Passover falls first, and like on a Tuesday, and then Easter comes on a Sunday, then they're good because they didn't put the other God first.
Right.
No, and that one we're chalking up to mistranslations. You just have to find a better translation, because what we've seen from the concordance, the word before should not be in there. It should be other.
Well, I have never had a misunderstanding of that we should have no other God but the Most High.
Well, the issue is
Neither. I think my whole discussion that we were having was that first um, recording was our understanding of gods, not so much of if you're gonna have other gods, but just the understanding of gods. And I think we boiled that down to both of us understood that it was talking about deities. So I never had a misunderstanding of, is it okay to um, serve other gods as long as you serve other ones before or besides or in front of and back or whatever besides the Most High. That's never been my misunderstanding. Never. So, uh,
do you understand that if you engage in any way in a pagan holiday, if somebody like your mom, your dad, and say, Stacy, we about to have this pagan holiday over here. You come up, and they ain't even got to say it. All they got to do is say, come eat hot dog weenies with us. And you, unbeknown as to what's actually going on, can go up there and participate and eat those hot dog weenies and put a curse on not only yourself and me as the head of this household, but the whole house itself, ripping the whole house apart simply by carelessly participating. We ain't saying actively saying I'm gonna do this or do that. Somebody throw some beads out the window, you pick them up and put them around your neck. You have participated with a pagan god and have brung that onto the property. And that's my thing is zero tolerance. Says, it ain't like we're saying, here comes Christmas. Y'all remember what the God of Christmas is. Let's go worship this God. No, it ain't. What it is like if somebody say, here go a candy cane, and we go lick, lick, lick. Okay, we like candy canes. You pretty much are engaging in pagan holiday rituals and are bringing spiritual warfare on the house.
so how about when
Right.
Paul said in the scripture about how when you are uh, invited to, say, if you're invited to a dinner and they present you with the food to eat, about It's one thing to eat it if unbeknownstly, and it's another thing to eat it if they say we take this food and we worship our God with it. How do you explain that scripture in so much as if I wear pink on um, the, the holiday of Easter? I mean, how do you explain that scripture? I just I think it has, and I think it's supported with Paul when it says it has to be intentionally. If you intentionally know that you are eating this food that they have told you, I sacrificed it to another God, then that's one thing. But if nobody says anything and you eat that food, you are not held accountable to it according to Paul.
You ever got stung by a bee or got hurt and you didn't know why? It's because you did something wrong and you don't remember why. So even though you may be unaware that you are participating in a pagan, you still gonna pay. It's just not on your conscience. You still gonna take the bruising. You still gonna take the beating. You still gonna pay. It's just not you're just not aware of it. So yeah, it is better to be not aware of it because sometimes you just want to get a whoop or a hurt and it because all you have to do is give our Father praise for the pain and it's gonna extinguish whatever you did. But if you know about it, now that's on your conscience. How many people will actually go stick their finger down their throat knowing that they violated this thing? Same, but it's on their conscience now. And that's not against the person that's eating. It's against the person who's aware of it.
Right.
You walk into the room and the person sitting there eating. No, how dare you say, y'all eating pagan food while he's got the spoon in his mouth.
Right.
So that's what that's talking about.
Yeah.
It's not saying that it's okay to have pagan meals or that you should allow people to have pagan meals. It's not a justification to violate the rule.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not. Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm just saying that we can't negate the scripture that says that if you, it's all about. I think, according to what I read, and I've studied it as well, intentionally and unintentionally. Um, but I definitely, I don't, I have no problem. I have nothing to say that I disagree about the Most High being only God.